Good morning, guys. Welcome to Life by the Bow. As you can see, it is just a glass calm, beautiful morning. As you guys may know, the Contender sold, so it looks like we're going to be doing videos out of this boat for the next 6 months or so. So today is just a perfect day to take the bay boat offshore. Not sure what we're doing, but we're well equipped. I mean, we have spinning rods, we have conventional rods, fly rods. I even have the electric reel on the boat, so we're outfitted with just about anything and everything you could imagine. Let's head out there. Let's see what we could put together. Stay tuned. Alright, so we just made the run offshore. We're in about 600 feet of water, and it's a summertime. I mean, dolphin fishing is hot right now, so that's kind of why we made the decision to do that. But basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be zigzagging from this depth to 800 back and forth. Reason why is because that's kind of the approximate location of the Gulf Stream this time of year, and these fish travel with the Gulf Stream. The bigger ones will actually travel against the Gulf Stream. Smaller ones will be traveling with it. So that's always a good thing to kind of keep in mind. On the other hand, we stop right here specifically because there is a massive patch of weeds, and you always want to stop on any signs of life. This sargassum seaweed, it blooms in the summertime, and there's all kinds of little fish and crabs that live inside of here. So if you could find a big patch like this first thing in the morning, this is when the dolphin are feeding. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw a couple casts around. Though we don't see them right now, after we throw some casts, throw in some baits, they might show up. Always keep that in mind when you pull up to a spot. If you don't see them immediately, there's always the potential that they can show up. So Stephanie's casting up front right now. Hopefully we can whack them.
Unfortunately, we didn't catch any fish at that first spot, and that remained the same with every patch of seaweed we fished. In my opinion, I believe that when there's too much seaweed, the dolphin fishing becomes more difficult because it's like trying to find a needle in the haystack. Therefore, we decided to switch gears and look for other signs of life like birds. When dolphin feed, the bait fish jump up out of the water, which give the birds an opportunity to swoop down and eat the bait. And that's exactly what you see in this situation. Unfortunately, none of the dolphins seem big enough to keep, so in order to cause no harm to the fish, we would rather not risk bringing them on board to measure. Nonetheless, it was still awesome seeing the fish feed on our baits, but we eventually decided to move on and try some deep dropping.
Alright guys, I'm no deep drop expert, but I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on deep dropping, and I can't really seem to find a breakdown based on what people are using, so I want to make sure to show you guys exactly what I'm doing. Like I said, disclaimer, I'm learning, but sometimes the best way to learn is to learn with somebody that's learning at the same time, because you might miss things that, you know, otherwise an expert may not catch. But I'm going to give a whack at it here. I have a Beastmaster 9000. We have 65-pound braid on here. 65-pound is not overkill, but you don't need something that big in order to do deep dropping in like 400 feet, what we're doing. But I made sure to outfit this with 65-pound in case I plan on sword fishing with this reel in the future, which you can. Bent butt rod, can't really help you too much out here. I went to Tackle Center in Islamorada and I told them, hey, give me something I can deep drop with, but at the same time I can catch a swordfish on. So they hooked me up with this. I suggest going to your local tackle shop and getting some advice in that aspect. We have a 30-foot, 100-pound mono leader tied to the 65-pound here. And the reason why we have the mono leader, just because that's going to act as a shock absorption. Mono stretches, braid doesn't, so you want to make sure you have that. So remember, 65-pound braid, then 100-pound mono, and then at the end of the 30-foot, 100-pound mono, we have the snap swivel. And the reason why we have the snap swivel here is so that way we can attach the light and the rig. Now this is a store-bought rig I bought from Angler Eddie's in Tavernier. Like I said, go to your local tackle shop. All those guys can help you out. And right here we have an LP light that's water activated, works very, very well. And then below the light, we have the rig, which is a 150-pound main line. And as you can see, we have these crimps here that make a loop rather than a three-way swivel. So this is all one consistent main line. So that way, if this crimp pulls out, we still have that hook attached to the main line. Glow-in-the-dark beads just to give it an extra lighting factor in addition to this light. And then at the end, we have another snap swivel, and this is where your weight is going to attach. So when it's all said and done, weight, leader, 4 hooks, light, snap swivel, 100-pound, 30-foot wind on, 65-pound braid, like I said, 9,000 Beastmaster bent butt rod. And that is exactly what we're using today.
I'm not exactly sure why, but unfortunately we lost the audio file that's coupled with this clip. But this is a perfect opportunity to kind of fill you guys in on a lot more information based on deep dropping. So right here, we're in 400 feet of water over some rocky bottom. And a great way to find deep drop spots, believe it or not, is dolphin trolling. While you're trolling, pay attention to your sonar and look for fluctuations, which is a great way to find good bottom like we're fishing. Right here, we're using a combination of whole squid and cut squid on our rig with a 5-pound weight to get us down to the bottom on our drift. Now that you're on the bottom, reel up a couple feet to prevent getting caught up in structure. Now, pay close attention to your rod tip and look for vibrations that are out of rhythm from the rod's natural movement to move up and down with the rocking boat. As you can see here, we got a bite and we're excited to see what we have. And just like that, we caught this snowy grouper. There's no size limit on snowy grouper, but nonetheless, this one is definitely large. In federal waters, like here, where we're fishing, you're only allowed to catch 1 snowy grouper per vessel, so it looks like we're done for the day. The key to deep dropping, and the same goes for any type of fishing, is not to give up. It's going to take time to find good spots, and you'll even go multiple trips in a row without catching anything at all. But as you can see, we got some cleaning to do, so we're gonna get back to the house and get cooking.
That's a nice piece of fillet right there.
That is. Look at how thick that is. That's what's so nice about grouper is you get super thick fillets. That could easily feed like 3-4 people right there. But in my case, it could just feed one of me.
Yeah. Drop it. Drop it next to it. Alright guys, we just got back in from fishing and it was hot. Let me tell you, these summer months, it gets hot in the Florida Keys, which is good actually for the corona. But right now what I'm doing is I'm mixing up my sauce. It's a cream lime sauce that's gonna go on top of my tacos to add that extra little flavor. And what's in it is some sour cream, some cilantro, lime, salt, and sugar. So I will attach the link in the bio. I also added my own little like slaw creation. I just put some onions and cabbage so I can add extra toppings to the taco. it's your taco, so you can add as much or as little as you'd like. But
Mix
I'm
and
just,
match.
Yeah, mix and match all the things. I'm probably gonna add some tomatoes in there too, but stay tuned to see what else I'm doing. All right, so I'm about to season my fish. I'm just gonna use some cayenne pepper and some salt. So the recipe actually calls for a grill, but it's just too long for all that stuff. So we're just gonna use it, we're gonna cook it on the stovetop, and it's gonna come out just as good. Also, I am not using grapeseed oil because I don't have any, and I'm just gonna use some extra virgin olive oil. All right, so we're gonna let that heat up. Heat up in the kitchen. Heat up. I'm just kidding. You guys, also another tip, you gotta dance to the fish. While you dance, it comes to life. That taste comes to life. All right, now I'm doing too much.
God, look at how nice you just make it look with all the limes laid out so nicely. A little gourmet chef here.
He found me on Amazon, guys. Don't let him fool you.
Look, and you're gonna have everybody searching on Amazon now. You can't tell them that.
Well, it's at availgear.com.
But come on, man. A woman that fishes, cooks. What else can you do? Can you do any other tricks?
Yeah. I can make this disappear.
And that right there, guys, is the result. Fishing all day on the bay boat, and a good woman does not get any better than that.
All right.
So that's what a snowy grouper tastes like. In addition to avocado, tomato,
Onions.
cabbage, onions, the sauce you made. I mean, the fish could be horrible, and it could still taste delicious, and that is really, really good.
But the fish isn't bad. It's grouper. All grouper is typically really good. It's
Yeah.
a white meat, and it's on probably the top end of fish taste.
For
Like,
sure. It was a very long day. Definitely a fun day, but we had to work for that one fish. Caught a lot, got to do a lot. Definitely a huge learning experience. Hopefully a great learning experience for you guys as well. But we appreciate that you guys are still here. You're still watching. We're growing still. So the sky is the limit.
Yeah, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, and most importantly, try the recipe because this is really,
It's really good.
But we will see you guys next time. Thanks again for watching.
Bye.